Okay, I'm going to give y'all a driver's side account of a car where the handling is deteriorating. Um, I know why this is. We're just here really testing and some other items, and we're getting the last few heat cycles out of this set of tires. So the tire that was on the left front had been well loved, and on these Hoosiers we can switch them. So I put it on the right front and follow me through. There's a little confusion here getting to green flag. P2 didn't really want to grid up, and so it made for the starts a little odd. Let's see. So we got the green flag here. I'm down about 400 horsepower to P2. That's a Revolution 500 SC, so 500 horsepower is what it has. But we had a good little dice through the weekend, and it's good track time. So let's see. We are also tires. I didn't get them quite as warm as I wanted to get them on the pace lap, so I'm having to take it a little easy this first lap compared to what I normally would like to. A little ginger into turn 5 here. Again, I'm not getting a lot of feedback from the car because the tires aren't really lit off yet. Trying to push them, get a little heat into it though. Just take a nice smooth line here. Late apex, another late apex. This is where I can get a little bit of a run until the horsepower comes in. Tires are starting to feel a little bit better, so we're going to test them here in turn 10. See what we really got. All right, that was okay. I think we can work with this. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into one than we have the previous lap. Let's see what we got. Yeah, they did pretty well there, so they're good to go. We can start making some laps. Turn 3, releasing the brakes, getting up here. One of the tricks to really making speed in these cars with these tires is the way the car comes off of the brakes. Right here, I don't know if you can hear it, the right front wanted to lock up a little bit easier than usual. It wasn't a full lock up, but just kind of mental note of where we are with the conditions. If it stays that way, we can manage that. We'll be pretty good to go. All right, through the skill section here, we're still getting a run, but we just don't have enough to get around a slicks car. Didn't know if y'all have noticed, particularly back in the back area there's a lot more marbles coming off of these slicks and rubber than what we're typically used to when we run a single class group. Not really a problem as long as you're aware of it, but it's something different and something to consider when moving offline. So I've got to be a little cognizant of that. And so we're going into 3 here. Let's see what we got. We're a little wide there. It was just an overall lack of grip. Not really what we want to see. But there wasn't a balance issue there. I was way too hard on the brake in there in turn 5. Excuse me. I was too timid there. I lost some grip going into turn 5. So you notice the gap kind of opened up. Don't know that I'll be able to close it back up here, but a little too timid just from that loss of grip going into turn 3. All right, decent exit there. We know we're not going to contend on the straightaway here, but maybe we can get a little bit of a draft. and not lose them. I'm going to try and go deeper on the brakes, seems to be what I can do. We had a pretty good lock up there on the left rear, trying to modulate it. You can tell it threw my downshifts off a little bit, and we lost some time again. So I think, you know, we're running 121.5 here. I'd be pretty happy with that through the race here. Oh, look, I just absolutely finished off that right front tire. So that thing is toast. That's it. It's got a big flat spot. That's not gonna go away. That's not gonna get any better here. But we'll see what we can manage, and you know, see how it really affects lap times. Again, you know, 121.5 on treaded tires is a pretty respectable lap time. We are on our 4th or 5th 3-day weekend on these things, so they're very close to the edge here. And that one, you could really see I'm working it hard, going wide, just trying to get what we can get. This one, total rookie move, missed the downshift into first, and that's it. I don't have a draft anymore. Unless P2 makes a mistake, I'm probably not going to catch this draft. So we're out here just kind of running solo, and we're going to try to bring it home with some reasonable laps, and just kind of see how the car changes through everything. Still doing okay through there. Little bit understeer through 9 starting out. So I need to kind of make a mental note of that. Turn 10, I wish I had more grip, but it's hanging in there. That's not a very demanding corner on the tires, so we know we can still roll some speed through there, not lose too much. Again, I'm gonna have to be a little careful on the braking here, with the tires acting differently every lap. The way I roll out of the brakes is not the rhythm I'm used to, and as a driver I should be able to adapt to that, but I'm still an amateur, and sometimes it doesn't work the way we would like. And that right there in the middle of the track is just a t-shirt that fell off somebody's car. It's been there since the start of the race. All right, that was pretty good. We're losing some grip on the exit there. Again, lock up on the right front going in, some understeer in, and the car is starting to get some oversteer, some throttle on oversteer mid-corner, which it's not really showing much on the video because I'm kind of modulating the throttle more than usual, but these cars don't have a lot of power, and power on oversteer is a dead giveaway. Something's off in the setup here. See, so we were a second slower that lap than we were the lap before. Starting to dial it down. I would be happy running 22.5s at this point, just knowing how the car's falling off. We'll see if it can maintain that. I think we've probably got about 5 more laps left, is what I'm thinking, behind the wheel. Again, we're having to work it a little bit more. Usually my hands are pretty steady in this car, and I haven't made any setup changes than my normal base setup. This is all attributed to the tires falling off here. Again, understeer in, oversteer mid-corner. having to be real busy here with the wheel on some of these. And were this a race, we would probably be running, let's say this was the Jefferson 500, we would probably be running 5th or 6th place right now with the times we're turning. We're not good enough to run at the front of the front pack, but we're still respectable. A lot of people will say, well, I'm not fast enough to really need the speed out of the new tires. And on these treaded Hoosiers, you know, they're not fast the first session on them, but after that, new tires are great. Are they faster? Sure. It's not significant on the stopwatch, but what it's significant on is feedback and driver confidence. So I'm a lot more on the edge here running 122s than I would be running 120 flat with some, you know, 2 race old tires. So a lot of times if you're really lacking confidence in the car, or something is just changing or inconsistent, and you think it's you know, driver, it's really the first place to start is a set of tires. It can do a lot to boost driver confidence. It can also do a lot to rattle the driver. You can see here as we've backed off the pace, that was a very slow lap. We've almost lost sight of P2. We have a really good gap to the cars behind, so there's not really going to be much action, but it's just a matter of understanding your car and how it falls off and what we would do differently were we in a competitive race and we had to make these tires last. Surprised me this weekend. Turn in for turn 4 there was always pretty positive. All right, some understeer, and then we got to be careful with the throttle for oversteer. Again, same thing. Look at all that wheel we're putting in. We're really working it through the skill section here. This is not just a normal Sunday drive like it is when things are cooperating. People can walk you through a lap here and a forward. All right, so usually we like to go to about the 3.5, hit the brakes, down to first. Good entry and hard on the hard feeding the throttle here. Use the access road to widen the arc. You upshift to second, upshift to third. Moderate braking and bend it in before you pull it in. Uphill, be on the throttle all the way before the apex for turn 3. Crest the hill, lift a little, turn in, just be sure you're on the throttle after you turn in. Middle of the road, brake, get your turn in done early, track out wide in 5. Don't go all the way to the left, middle of the track. Be patient here. Too fast early will slow your lap time. Once you hit second gear, this should be a straightaway up until turn 10. Many people go too fast early and they lose seconds per lap. Quick brush to get it to turn in, downshift to third, and just stand on it. There's plenty of margin on the track out, so you can adjust however your car takes a set up to 4th gear. It's a pretty straightforward lap here, but there's a feel to where the grip is every session. Again, I missed that timing on the release of the brakes and the first gear downshift there, so I'm struggling to be consistent. brake, bend it in, and now turn hard. We got some understeer there, big understeer. We're just going to bring it home. All right, you track wide. Again, don't go all the way left. Just get just enough to get here in the center of the track. Now upshift, point in, and you're on it. Late here for turn 8. Bend it, flat out in turn 9, third gear. Up to 4th. Quick down, stand on it. Took a little too much curve there toward the apex. One of the interesting things is typically one of my weaknesses with the setup I run on this car is I usually am not as good on the brakes as my competitors are. Tends to be a weakness of mine. It kind of works to my advantage when I can preserve the tires in some instances, but before this session, the rest of the weekend, the braking on these tires as they got worn out really improved, even though the handling was falling off. I got to where I was able to take it as much as a half a brake marker deeper in some cases on pretty expired tires. My hand is getting a little sore here. I'm gripping the wheel tighter than I should. Again, a rookie error. Just holding on to the wheel too tight, knowing I'm going to have to do some wheeling. So on the straightaway, just trying to coach myself through relaxing. And first, clip the apex, feed the throttle, use the access road. But don't hit the pothole at the end. The dirt patches around Summit Point make really good reference markers to see as you're approaching from a low formula car. And we'll talk about it some more the next lap here, but getting into turn 5 there, one of the tricks, turn 4 is a gutsy corner, the chute, but it's a lot longer duration than you really think it is. And so some people take it flat out. I've done it. That's cool. But some people lift. We're getting the one to go here. But the biggest trick is you can lift to turn in. That doesn't really cost you a lot of time, but the corner is so long, you really need to be on the throttle to keep your lap times low through the chute there. Where it gets intimidating is it's very downhill into the brake zone for turn 5, so people will actually brake early and the car won't be straight. It really then gets precarious going into 5, whereas you're actually a little better off late braking. So we get straight, and now we go to brakes. All right, two more big corners here. Don't do anything stupid, just bring it home. 1. And another one. But as you can see, you know, my best lap time was a 21.1, which is it's not that far off from a really good lap time with a new set of tires. But boy, that would not have raced well in all Fords. But that's the Checker. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was informative. I try and post everything, the good and the bad, but I figured this was a really good opportunity for some people to see just the change in handling from one car where they may have watched the other videos. And anyways, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.